Hey, welcome to the Overshare Pamphlet. My name is Rob, and I'm the host of this one-man show coming to you every Monday, 6 a.m. UK time. So, today, I know I promised I would do another episode during the week about the Grammys, but I failed miserably because your girl is busy. It's already hard enough to record one episode per week. So, don't cover me. So yeah, today we're gonna talk about the Grammys. Basically, that's the main point. The main point of my episode is to go over the infamous Grammys. So let's I'm just gonna basically in general go over who won. Probably gonna give you my favorite moments of the night, favorite dresses, I guess, favorite fashion moments, favorite performances, just a lot of, and my general thoughts on the winners, I guess. That's the main point. So, and I guess also in general, a commentary on what the Grammys are in this moment for the culture, I guess. I've noticed something interesting about the Grammys this year. Definitely more entertaining than usual, but I can see them going in a direction that is very interesting. So, but I'll get into the whole thing when we get to the actual part of the episode. But first, as usual, let's just get into a songs of the week. Extravaganza as usual. You can find these songs, as I always say in every episode, in the playlists of the month that I make. And so each song of the week is going to be in that month specifically, that's a specific monthly playlist, and you can simply search them on Spotify under the name of the Overshare Pamphlet Songs of the Week dash the whatever month we're in. So this month is going to be February 2025. So and we already started it with the previous episode, so there's really a lot to go over. But first of all, my vibe check for the week is that I've fallen into the rabbit hole of synth pop music, just in general. I know it was a big thing in the early 2000s as well, but I've discovered so many artists from back in the days that I was not very familiar with, because also was not even sentient yet. But yeah, so artists like Glass Candy, Hot Chip, Desire, and I guess you can still find modern synth pop artists Pearly Drops, I guess, is a good one that always comes to mind. Or Ali X, for example. She her latest album, Girl with No Face, was sort of also a node to synth pop. Or even Magdalena Bay. I think most of her tracks are very synth pop oriented. So there's definitely a lot of influence from those years, and I think synth pop in a way is also very 80s. So I think it's more like an 80s thing, but I think early 2000 are a lot of interesting explorations of that. And we'll get into the songs. Well, first off, I want to talk about Don't Call by Desire, and it's from their EP or first album, Desire. This song is just, I feel to explain myself why they're falling into this whole situation with synth pop, is that I really enjoy that production aspect the most from these songs. Not necessarily the lyrics. Some of the lyrics are cool, I guess, but I don't really, I guess, I wasn't seeking these songs specifically for the lyrics, let's just say, but more so for the production. I really like that synthy production, synthy bass as well. It's just so good, and it has a bit of that 80s vibe, I guess, into it. I think the originating interest, I guess, for these songs comes from Sweet Dreams Are Made of This by Eurythmics. So that's sort of what really, I guess, introduced me to the genre when I was younger, I guess, and really has been on my mind ever since. So that's definitely a song. I'm not sure how well on Spotify it seems like it's at least decently popular. It has the song has 68 million streams, which is very, very cool. Um, yeah, so I definitely think, well, I was definitely surprised to see that um, this song is, on it. So actually, I think I lied. Did I put the songs in like the January playlist? I can't remember if I already made one, but in any event, this is gonna go into the playlist for February. So that was the vibe. One of the first songs I literally found that I really was interested in. Also, apologies for my voice. I literally been out the entire weekend, and like Friday was out drinking and doing stuff. What did I do on Friday? I can't remember. Then, oh yeah, a birthday party. And then Saturday, yesterday, I was also out. Another birthday party, double birthday party, and also went out and also went dancing. And then I crashed at my friend's place, came back home at like what, 11 or something. And I'm still recovering and I'm still gonna go out tonight because tonight is the Super Bowl. I don't know why I'm like going on this tangent, I guess, but it's just for, I guess to explain myself because probably I don't know how like how endearing my voice is gonna sound with this raspiness, but maybe it will be your thing. So if it is, girl, you're welcome. But anyways, so yeah, I was very much into this synth pop wave, let's just call it, and I really enjoyed it so much that I found so many songs. Another one I want to talk about is Digital Versicolor. Girl, what kind of title is that? But it's by Glass Candy, and that is also very synth pop, very 80s influenced. But it's just like when you think about, you're gonna have to listen to these songs, I guess. But if you picture, I guess like Sweet Dreams Are Made of It, made of this, that very memorable synth melody in the back. Dun, 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 dun. That's the thing, right? That's the thing, and that's the synth pop in it, right? So all these songs have some sort of like production that is in that area and like very bass oriented, very synth 80s oriented. So and that's another great example of this beautiful wave. And also I think it's also from the early 2000s. So yeah, like pretty much a slate. I literally didn't know anything about these two artists, but I have explored the genre and now I can report that I am actually a fan of both. So yeah. Anyways, next, Cats on the Ceiling by Rule. I have to be honest, it seems like I'm actually a fan of Rule then, because like I don't even check his stuff out that much, but whenever one of his songs comes on, I'm always like, oh, this song is good, this song is good. It's like then the other day I went to like check and I actually have quite a few songs by Rule saved, so I guess I am a Rule stan, and rightfully so. He makes very, 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 um, interesting pop music, like very, catchy songs. And this one specifically is like very cute vibes. Production wise, it's like very acoustic guitar oriented. Reminds me a bit of the production, or the riff, I guess, the chord progression reminds me a bit of One of Your Girls by Choice Van. But yeah, and it's about, I guess the song is specifically about being very much in love with someone. Like literally, cats on the ceiling, the floorboards are breathing, and I can't believe that I have ever lived without you. So, it's like, coming to realization that you really kind of live without someone's presence in your life. Very cute stuff. And it's not necessarily like, it can be about anyone, to be fair. So it's not necessarily about like a partner, but it can be about your friends or, anyone. So anyone you feel, particularly attached to in that sense. A very cute song. Really, really like it. And that was also a very interesting, interesting thing. And next, I guess, is also another interesting song. Very old. Well, not very old. Maybe like, what, 10 years ago? Could be. Nah, not 10. Maybe like 9 or 8 or 7. This is Luna, Odd Eye Circle. I know we shouldn't be streaming the cursed companies versions, but that's just what we have on Spotify. So Uncover by Luna, Odd Eye Circle. I am so obsessed with the song right now. I don't know why. I never even like listened to it ever before because it's one of those like B-side tracks that I never really got into, I guess. Or maybe I heard it once, but I wasn't really vibing with it. I don't know why, but this song is so good. It definitely has that Odd Eye Circle, if you know, you know, I guess. But it has that Odd Eye Circle, Luna, um, like melodies and all that. But also it feels. I'm not really sure if it's like R&B, but it kind of sounds like a bit R&B in that sense. And you know how my girl Luna literally pioneered that very popular now new jeans aesthetic, right? That those were the good days where no one really cared about. Well, no one. Well, Luna has a big fandom, I guess, but no one really, jumped on that trend because, you had Blackpink doing everything and more with the Girl Crush concert, which was very popular at the time. So yeah, but they literally did the shit, and this is right up New Jeans alley. I would say production is just immaculate, so captivating. Very chill track to be fair, but very intricate in production. I would say like very well honed and just a great vibe overall. So I'm impressed. What can I say? I literally am so fucking impressed. So if you haven't heard the song, I know it's like an old one, but if you haven't heard it, if you are familiar with it, you will probably know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, give it a try. I'm sure you will actually enjoy it, and I would recommend listening to it with your headphones on because you really want to get that full immersion in the track and like in the production because it's really really worth it. I would say so. Yeah, but again, these are the tracks of the week. You can find them on the playlist that I will be making because I completely forgot about it. Um, but yeah, let's delve into the main topic, which is the Grammys 2025. And so I want to pick up where I left off basically at the intro of the episode when I was saying that the Grammys this year have been quite entertaining and quite surprising, I guess, in terms of quality and everything else. And the conversation. Everyone seems to be very happy with the generally happy. I would say with the outcome of the Grammys this year because it's been the least. Well, first off, I think the choices that were made for the winners made sense, but also were the least controversial or like didn't really um go against any of the main pop girlies that were nominated. So for the big categories, they actually went for a neutral choice, which was Kendrick Lamar. Neutral as in like he doesn't have toxic fandoms that would like tear to shreds the Grammys, but also I think it's a big step forward in terms of diversity because I think this is the first actual Grammy session where its voters pool has been diversified after last year's fiasco and previous year's fiascos when they've been called out multiple times about it. So this year is definitely you could definitely feel that they've been diversifying their voters pool in that sense, and so you got people like Beyonce winning album of the year and Kendrick Lamar winning record and song of the year, and that's really important to acknowledge and to I guess support as well, as long as it's not done as a token situation like you just reward the token artist of color, I guess, or like from a minority just because of that. Because no one would want that, not even people from that minority group would want that to be fair. But I think this year is definitely well deserved for both artists specifically. So yeah. I am very much happy and content with how they went about with the wins and everything, but also I mean, I had my preferences, I guess, which I already talked about in my predictions, but I'm happy to see at least all the new main pop girlies receiving the attention they deserve. So Charlie won best electronic and dance album, and for Brat, so that's very much well deserved. She didn't take home any of the main the big awards, but that's still a very big award, I would say, and also first Grammy for her. So, well, that's incredible. So, very much worth celebrating and incredible stuff. So, that's one. Then for the song of the year and the well, I would say like actually before we get into that, Sabrina Carpenter, I was rooting for her to get at least record of the year, like overall as a package, the song, the production, and everything, like in her moment, the writing, and all that. I think we could all argue that that probably is the actual song that was played and appreciated the most. And I think what's even more interesting is that even among her peers, this song is beloved to the max. To boot, house down boots. They love it down at the Grammys or every other performance. You can see the actual people enjoying, like, loving the song so much. So I think they could have done that to Sabrina. To be fair, they could have given her that record of the year and then given song of the year to Kendrick and then album of the year to Beyonce. But that's if I just want to be nitpicky. That's the only thing I would have changed. But that's so fine because she won pop vocal album with Short and Sweet, and that's major. That's also major, and also one of the first wins for Sabrina Carpenter. So incredible, incredible stuff. A lot of first winners that this Grammys. So yeah, I literally am like so impressed with how it went down, and I am, you know, very much impressed with Sabrina's accomplishments in such a short time. So slay. Then we have the girl. We have to talk about Chapel Roan as well. Um, I think she got the most, I guess, support for the win that she got because I think she really deserved it. That was the award made for her specifically. Well, I'm not saying that it is because, like, the best new artist thing wasn't made for her specifically, but this year she was the one who deserved it the most, and I would say that she is just a very important figure also for not simply as a new artist, but also a great example for all future new artists as well that are gonna come after her, because she's really setting a beautiful example of how to be still yourself while entering this very scary, you know, entertainment industry that is just like very exploitative. And her speech, we're gonna get into the speeches in a bit, but was really a big signifier of that and a big example of how important it is that she won actually that award. So it is definitely a great honor, and I am very much impressed with what happened there. So let's get into, well, I just want to touch upon like the album of the year winner situation. I think Beyonce really deserved this win. I think it's actually a very good choice and a very well deserved and well overdue award. I am okay with her winning it for this album, even though I would say, like, again, it's not an album that I really play and spin a lot compared to other albums by Beyonce, but I still think it's critically one of the best albums she's made. And it's very interesting that she managed to win this with this type of genre, and it's even more impressive because the entire project was about reclaiming the roots of the country genre, and she is the first black artist period to win this award, and it's insane. I am so astonished and so proud of course of what she's accomplished. So I think it's very well deserved, very well overdue, and now I'm excited to see what's gonna happen next with the with a Renaissance project, I guess. So yeah, Kendrick Lamar winning record and song of the year. I honestly love the song. So, and it's just very interesting. I just find it actually quite. I mean, I guess the Grammys don't really care about the content specifically or the context of the songs, because the song is literally like a full like drag to Drake. So I am so impressed that this song actually won. And it must be so embarrassing for Drake to have this as the song that won Song of the Year and Record of the Year. So forever tainted by that. So people will always remember that this song won and it is about him. So crazy stuff. But yeah, also very happy to see Dan Nigro winning Best Producer for the year. Definitely deserved with the Chapel and the Olivia situation, like producing for them. And I am happy with that. Happy with that. Now, the big conversation, I guess, in the room was Billie Eilish not winning any awards and the fans going absolutely ballistic over that and started joking Beyonce and all that stuff. And some people were alleging that Billie was crying during the acceptance speech of during Beyonce's award because she thought that she was supposed to win or something. I don't know, but if you know anything about Billie Eilish, that she's a huge Beyonce fan, and she respects that woman so much. So I 100% I can put my hand on the fire and say that she was crying because she was very emotional for her, So Beyonce literally won Album of the Year and Best Country Album of the Year. So like that's a huge moment, as I said, like a very historical moment as well. So I don't know. Also, I personally didn't really. I mean, Him Yard itself is not my favorite album of Billie Eilish's, um, simply because I think it's like very similar to what she has already done multiple times, and I honestly don't really spin it as much. But I can acknowledge the fact that the album was one of the most streamed albums of the year for sure. But that doesn't mean necessarily that it's going to win any award. And I think this is also very reflective of the Grammys. I think we've said this so many times. If you know anything about the Grammys, is that they don't award sameness. Let's just say, like, they really try to award people for changing and for evolving their sound and like stepping forward in terms of writing and producing and all that stuff. So again, Hit Me Hard and stuff is not anything new for Billie. It's like very much safe territory so for her, and also she's been awarded already so many times in the past few years, and I don't really think it's a big deal. She'll be so fine. Don't worry about that. This album definitely had a lot of streams, but I think again the Grammys didn't want to like first off play down or downplay sorry the Beyonce's accomplishments, and also I think again Billie needs to do something a bit different. She needs to like start evolving a bit and maybe start bringing in new collaborators apart from Phineas, and that would probably and signify I guess a bit of a change in the sound department I guess of her catalog. So yeah. Anyways, great stuff. Also Taylor Swift didn't win anything, but we've been known she took home last year a lot of major awards, so they wouldn't do it again this year. You know what I mean? So not gonna happen. Not going to happen. And again, I'm so fine with it. Like I love Torture Awards now, but I think it was a bit too complex of an album for the critics and for the general public. So and it was very a bit less polished, let's just say. But it's just like the way it is. That's the beauty of that's the entire purpose of the album, to be like very chaotic and very lyrically all over the place in that sense. But definitely not something that the Grammys would want to award, if that makes any sense. Like usually whenever she wins at the Grammys is when she puts out an album that is like very cohesive, sound wise and vibe wise and like writing wise. So for example, Midnight's very cohesive album. What is it? Folklore, very cohesive album. Every single track fits on the album like a glove. And then she won for 1989, which is the epitome of like the most polished album ever made by Taylor Swift. And then also Fearless, which was very pivotal for her. So yeah, but yeah, Taylor was literally there to have a giggle, and I was so happy to see her like having fun, dancing with Margaret, Jack Antonoff as well, just having a blast. She was dressed uh, beautifully. Like her red dress was incredible. Red is a perfect color for Taylor Swift. Like it literally fits her so well, and you know I'm sure the girl has more to to offer. So um she's not done 100%. So don't worry about her. Don't worry about her. That's how the game goes. You cannot always win, and she's accomplished already so much. So that's so fine for her. Um yeah. So let's just talk about like maybe the best moments from the night. I would say in terms of speeches, for example, I really enjoyed. I think that my favorite one was definitely Chapel Roan's speech about new artists and demanding uh, basic access to insurance and all that stuff, health insurance, and for new artists that are signed to a label. And this definitely created a huge conversation and started having multiple artists get involved because apparently um, people from the Hollywood Reporter, maybe I think it was, started writing very bad articles about her, saying that she's an ungrateful person, and the specific writer was just not making any sense. Saying like she could have asked her fans to donate $1 to her, and she would have already enough money to like cover her insurance or whatever, and contracts are what they are, and artists shouldn't complain about that when they sign willingly to these things. Like that's not the point. The point is that the contract should be different. There's no other choice for these artists, and literally they should like that's the main problem. And so I've seen Halsey come into her defense, and uh Charlie XCX and Noah Cannon also coming to her rescue, saying that they also all donated 25K and showing to support like new creating this fund for new artists and all that stuff. So that was very very good, very good stuff. Really enjoyed it, and her speech was just impeccable. Like very earnest and very genuine. She read it from her notebook. It was very cute. She was very nervous when she was speaking, but she really drove the point home, and she was so right about that. And I can see, like, I saw the reaction. What really captured my attention the most was like the reaction from all her peers, because now that she's part of that, like those are her peers. They were all in full support of her. It was just incredible. Like, just loved it so much. It was definitely one of my highlights, I guess, for the night. Um, I also loved Taylor introducing, announcing the Beyonce country album of the year win in that sense. So that's very fitting. Literally, when I think Taylor won that for Fearless, I think it was at the VMAs. Beyonce was the one who gave her the award or whatever. So it's a very full circle moment, and also Taylor being from the country roots. So it's just full circle, beautiful, beautiful stuff. I really enjoyed that. In terms of performances, I really enjoyed Chapel's performance. I really enjoyed Charlie's. I think I cannot complain a lot at all about these performances this year. They've been all really good. Sabrina's was impeccable as well. So good. Loved it so much. That was so nice. Favorite performance, I would say, I don't know if I can pick one because I really enjoyed all of them. I would have loved for Charlie to have like a longer stage maybe. She deserved to have that moment, but she did the best with what she had, which was so cunty as well. Love seeing Alex Consani as well as usual. Sabrina's performance was so funny. Like she really embodied that comical side, doing a bit of that cabaret moment was so funny. I literally love. Like she's in her bag. She found her bag. That's literally still very so short and sweet, humorous performance. It was just so good, and like she really knocked it out of the park. And then Chapel's was just beautiful vocals, beautiful sets. They just really went off with the sets this year. I really noticed that it was so good, and yeah, best dressed, I guess, on the carpet, on the red carpet, I would say it would have to be Sabrina to me. Like that's literally so good. She got that the old Hollywood look, the little Marilyn Monroe type of vibe in her, and she really, went for it. She had that piece, like I think it was pearls maybe on at the back of like on her back going from the neck down her back. It was so good. I think that's definitely one of my favorite looks of the night. So chic and very short and sweet coded as well. She really went for that color scheme and everything. Like very very cool stuff. I enjoyed it quite a bit, I have to be honest, and it was just beautiful for the eyes. But yeah, I think everyone has just been super happy with the Grammys this year because, well, as I said already, for awarding the right people first of all, but also I think in general the VMAs, for example, this year haven't been. They've been okay. They've been good. They've been talked about and everything, but they've not been. I don't know. Like you haven't had proper interactions between celebrities at the VMAs per se, and especially from the big ones. But here, I think you could like literally. You had in the room like so many important people. Like you had Beyonce, you had like Gaga, you had Bruno Mars, you had Taylor Swift, you had Sabrina, Chapel, Charlie, so many interesting artists. They were all sort of interacting with each other. You had Olivia Rodrigo speaking to Sabrina Carpenter, which is like historical, incredible stuff. And I wonder what they talked about. They were, hugging and stuff, interesting stuff. So yeah, and I was saying like, I after watching that, after seeing that reaction, it really feels like the Grammys are now like holding, the spot that once was held by I guess the VMAs. I mean, the Grammys are still supposed to be like higher tier in that sense, like higher classier events, I guess. But I think the amount of money put into the production and the moments, the interactions and everything else, it's really giving VMAs like in the early 2000s and 2010s. The VMAs have been flopping for ages, but this seems to be, this was a moment for everyone to talk about. So I really got that feeling the other night. So I really enjoyed that. I'm glad that it went this way. So yeah, I cannot have any complaints to be fair about um, any of the wins. Like I really think it was fair. Again, the only nitpicky thing that I would like to say is just Sabrina should have won Record of the Year. I think, in my opinion, but overall, very satisfied, very very good, and happy for Beyonce, happy for all the new girls, and it's just incredible. I mean, again, I think it gives also a nice spin to like the future of music and how female oriented it is, and it really feels like a full circle moment now. I think we're reestablishing who are the main pop girls. The new blood that has come to the Grammys has just been awarded, and it's just a big sign of what's to come next. Also, Doechii, of course, I mentioned Doechii, but her performance was crazy. Her winning best rap album, I think it was the third woman to ever win it. Incredible stuff. That was insane, man. Like her performance was so good. I really liked her speech as well. Like she was very vocal about racial discrimination, of course, and everything else. Oh, and I forgot about talk about this. Like I couldn't stop the episode without talking about this. Lady Gaga's new song Abracadabra came out literally during the Grammys. She had an ad. Well, her spot, the Mastercard ad, was basically her music video. So the music video was so fucking good. Like I cannot. That's literally quintessential Gaga. Like the Fame Master, Born This Way a bit. Like so freaking good. I loved it so much. I still need to like understand what's the story behind it. These past two music videos, but incredible. And the song itself is giving Gaga, but it's also giving Brat. It's giving like, well, for the rest of the song, the majority of the song is giving Gaga 100%, like very old school Gaga. But then the post chorus is very Brat coded and is very like ravey in that sense, like very rave music. Love it so much, so good. Gaga is about to give us like a dance pop studio album. I cannot wait. I am a big Disease stan, so to see people now finally also rediscovering that song, I'm just like, and then Abracadabra coming in and was just incredible. Visually, Gaga is just so interesting as well. I just don't think there's any other artist out there that who does it like her. It's just excellence. I'm a little monster again. Thank you very much. I was losing, I lost touch, and I think I just wasn't really into her ever since Joanne, I think. Even Chromatic I liked, but it wasn't really giving me Gaga, like the Gaga I fell in love with. But this was, nice. That's where she thrives the most, where like that's her element. Like, they're very theatrical, very exaggerated, very weird and disgusting. It's sort of, visuals as well. Just impeccable. I'm very excited for the album. I know I'm seated. I want to know what's next. I am just prepared for the best album of the year, and we'll see what happens. Well, yeah, this has been the episode. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will talk to you guys in the next episode coming next Monday. Hopefully, the Super Bowl won't kill me. I hope not. I'm literally having like here it's gonna be at 11 p.m. and I'm gonna have to be up the entire like night basically. I'm gonna be coming home at like 5 a.m. or something, so I'm not gonna go to sleep. Yeah, insane stuff. But the things we do for the funds, for the funsies, for the stories. Yep. Also, big disclaimer: I may or may not have been on the lookout for this book called 2666 by Roberto Bolaño. Um, it seems very interesting. I've read some bits and pieces online and on PDF, and I am sort of interested in buying it. So I think I will buy it. It's a massive book, like almost it's like 900 pages or something. But I do want to read it, and if I do buy it and I do read it, best believe your girl is gonna give you a review. So just putting it out there. Maybe I won't buy it, but I think I will. Knowing myself, I think I will buy it, but just need to like find the right moment to start reading it, which is probably gonna be very soon. So yeah. Anyways, enjoy your weekend. See y'all next week. Bye.